Maybe go to the table.
Do it.
Good morning. Thank you for having us today. Apologies from our Chair David Cartwright and Deputy Chair Sam McDonald. They can't attend, so I'm doing it on their behalf. I'm happy to take the board report as read. I'll skip our non-PowerPoint presentation, our non-video, and just pretty much go straight to questions. But before I do that, just a couple of things that I'd like to raise or point to, highlight, is the Christchurch community response undertaking the door knocking exercise in the Brunwa community this month. It'll be great to see their results from that door knock for us. In addition, the community meeting that was held on March 29th for concerned residents in Brunwa regarding the proposed sale of state housing in the area. I'd like to acknowledge Councillor Livingstone, who isn't here right at this second, for attending. Of concern was the impact the uncertainty is having on the Housing New Zealand tenants, particularly those most vulnerable in the community. In the Chief Executive's report coming up later, at the capital projects, the construction of the new Bishopdale Library and Community Centre is on track, with an opening planned at the end of July. Matters of interest for the community also include the Rochdale Street Funeral Home, as you well know, so there are concerns raised over the granting of the non-notified resource consent. And finally, if I may, as a newly elected member to the Community Board, I'd like to thank the Fendalton-Waimairi-Harewood governance team for their professionalism, wealth of community knowledge and insight through these first months of the term, and in addition acknowledge the commitment they and many others in the council show our city and our wider communities in the secondary roles, such as emergency response to the events like Port Hills fires and the November 2016 Kaikoura earthquakes. Thank you very much. Open to questions.
I was just going to ask one question, and and I'm looking it up now, but who is the Christchurch Community Response, and what are they collating personal information, or are they collating just overarching information? If I read from the our report here, they'll visit approximately 1,600 homes. I'm just asking who they are.
Oh, who they are?
A partnership of Christchurch churches.
Yeah, I believe they actually started out at Avonhead and started post-quake to go door to door, just to talk to people, get their issues, survey them on issues relating to the quake, and they've done most neighbourhoods, because I think they're coming up to 90,000 households.
Yeah, this is the last bit.
This is the
research.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are they doing with that? Are they going to share that with us, or?
Yes, they will be bringing a report back to the Community Board, I believe.
Okay, each of the community boards with, well, presumably
Yes.
if they've done other areas.
They're moving into Cashmere soon.
Yeah, they've reported to boards as they go, and as they've gone into different areas, they've then involved other, usually church groups from that area, who have then, numbers of them have gone on to be volunteers in other areas. So it's one of those things that's kind of
No, it's a great concept. I'm very, very much in favour of door knocking, but I personal information's an issue, and that I just kind of, it's something you've got to be aware of, but also sharing the information so that in a generic form rather than specific, so that we can make good decisions. That's all. It'll help inform the community plans for all of the community boards.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully they'll come and do a presentation to the whole council with that generic information once they wrap up. So,
well, maybe the acting chief executive could take that on board, because I think that would be a very good outcome. Thank you for raising that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Sorry, I realise I've come in halfway through this. Just on that door knocking, I think
I noted that.
Bob Henderson's. Sorry.
I noted that.
Yes. Bob Henderson's approach, his whole team over the door knocking, I think was highly regarded and seen as open and respectful and kind of no agendas. So that could be someone you might want to contact.
Yep. Great. All right. That's brilliant, thank you. So we'll just move on to the Harewood Road proposed no stopping restrictions. Nobody's got any issues with that, have they? Okay, so we'll take, moved by Raf, seconded by Jamie, receive the community board report. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. And then